also. The racers will be racing 70 miles today, and we'll be having 2 starts. The D, E, and F boats will be going first, followed by the A, B, and C. Right there you get an idea of just some of the inclement weather that we are having, some of the rain that is coming up on the lens of our camera. See it right there. I hope this does not present a problem. We certainly will try to do the best we can under these severe weather conditions. Right now the boats are coming up on plane. Pace boat out in front. There's Star Chaser, that sleek big yellow boat, Apache. Instant Air right there in your picture, and we've got racing. That's Instant Air, Chin Chin, Terminator. You see the flare right behind you. Air Ride on the far outside. So that's Air Ride on the far outside. Terminator on the inside. Instant Air on the middle of your picture, and Chin Chin on the extreme inside. Very clean start. Very calm. They're only racing a mile offshore, and this is going to be ideal for the spectators. They'll be able to get a good vantage point throughout for much of today's race, which is very exciting for the fans. Instant Air really getting a good jump on things, dialing that boat right in and taking right off. US-1, the Instant Air freight boat. This sleek 30-foot Chris craft is powered by 2 inboard Merc cruisers with 1,500 horsepower. Of course, a familiar boat with a familiar name, defending champions on the NPBA circuit. This boat is owned by the great sportsman known as Gino Montrone. His driver is Bob Bucchino, throttleman Frank Latch, and his navigator is Mike Monica. A great race team, extremely professional and very diligent sportsmen. These guys put everything they have into it, from the financing on down to their preparation, to their crew, to equipment, and everything that goes into making a successful professional race team is depicted by the success of the Instant Air Freight race team. Gino Montrone spares no expense at making the US-1 Instant Air Freight race team the best it can be on the NPBA. Right now we're going to sit and watch a true champion do his thing. The Instant Air Freight boat, headed up by Gino Montrone, who is presently running first place. Very powerful boat, this Instant Air. Really doing a great job. Very good performance, very good attitude. Here you see them rounding the first checkpoint with other boats coming up behind him. That's Chin Chin first to the point, American Spirit, that red boat, and Terminator on the far outside. So Instant Air, followed by Air Ride, followed by the Terminator and American Spirit in 4th place. There you see your first 4 boats as they round the first checkpoint and heading towards checkpoint number 2 at a great neck speed. American Spirit, that sleek red boat. Chin Chin and Terminator on the outside, dueling head-to-head, door-to-door. Very good racing. Miles an hour plus. Chin Chin, the skater, going up against Terminator on the outside. Chris Cat against the 32 skater. Real good right there. Chin Chin inside. Terminator slightly having about a full 1 boat lead over Chin Chin. Okay, but right now we're going to tell you about Chin Chin. Chin Chin is a 32-foot skater powered by 3 250 horsepower Mercury engines. This boat is owned by Nick Serino from Milford, Connecticut. His driver today is Fred Alschuler, also from Connecticut. Throttle man Tony Caligari from Lynbrook, New York. The Chin Chin race team, D111. They've made up that 2 to 3 boat lengths lead that Terminator had earlier. Chin Chin with 3 outboards going against Terminator with a 4 outboards. With both boats hanging right in there. Tony Caligari, former champion, well, he is the present world champion from Ocean Outboard, coming out to race with Chin Chin today. A lot of good racing experience right there in Caligari. He's a definite champion, really knows his business, and he's all professional out here today, as you can see. Good close-up shot of the Chin Chin race team. Terminator on the far outside. Both boats hanging very competitive. You can really hear those guys working the throttles right there. A lot of throttling going on right here and some very good competitive powerboat racing, the NPBA, and this is what it's all about. Powerboat racing at its best. Here you see Chin Chin holding on to second place over Terminator. Montrone still in first place in Instant Air. Chin Chin taking second. Terminator presently in third place. Here comes D'Elia coming up into fourth place up the slot. And this is new today. You've got John D'Elia Sr. There is Smokey and the Bandit coming up behind D'Elia. But as I was saying before, you've got John D'Elia Sr. driving and John D'Elia Jr., JD, from the breakaway race team throttling with his dad today. That is a first, and those two will be campaigning the new special edition boat on the 88 Trail. So here we're coming up on the Terminator E17. This is a 30-foot Chris craft powered by 4 250 horsepower Mercury outboards. This boat is owned by Nick Casula from Bohemia, New York. It is driven by Mario Delamonte from Lindenhurst, and his throttle man is Nick Casula, and his navigator is William Pfeiffer. The Terminator race team. This boat was rigged at Ocean Outboard. Tony Caligari's Ocean Outboard does rigging for many race boats, this being one of them. The boat being rigged at Ocean Outboard, who does quite a few of the offshore world champion race boats, and this is one of them. E17, the Terminator race team, having a very good start right here. Presently, unofficially in fourth place, charging actually into fifth place now, charging hard and staying with the lead pack. The Terminator race team. There you see he's a little down on his RPMs right there. You saw him give us the signal, a little unhappy with his performance. He definitely knows it, but things are okay, but they're not performing up to their level. They certainly hope to just stay in competition, get some points, work out the kinks, and come back strong for Saturday's race. The Terminator race team. 96, the Star Chaser race team from Staten Island, New York. This sleek, bright yellow 41-foot Apache is powered by twin Zool motors with 1,600 horsepower with Mercruiser outdrives. This boat is owned and driven by Ernest Montevecchi from Staten Island. It is throttled by Michael Florio and navigated by James Montevecchi. The Star Chaser race teams, the Montevecchis and Florio, making up the great, illustrious Star Chaser race team. These guys have had a fine campaign for the 87 year on the NPBA, and they certainly hope to come out real strong today in the World Championships and continue in the impression that they've made in the entire race circles all year. Very successful campaign. The combination of the Zool motor and the Apache race hull has done very well for Star Chaser. They've been very happy with it, and they certainly look forward to another good year in '88. But right now they're doing a fine job, as you can see. Little back-to-back action, but nothing serious. The boat just slicing through the water right here. A big hull like this could certainly use some rougher conditions, but they're now going to have to rely on the power of the Zool motors to get them through this calm seas. The Star Chaser race team. They've obviously sensed something wrong. You see the navigator turning around, looking back at the engine compartment, earlier showing thumbs down. We certainly hope it's nothing serious there, but they've definitely detected something is certainly amiss with those motors. You see them looking back right now, utter dismay and disappointment, I'm sure, running through these guys' minds right now. Tough break for the Star Chaser race team, but we will have to wait and see what happens as the race continues. As you can see, Star Chaser seems to be slightly off their normal pace that they're accustomed to racing here, but nonetheless hanging tough and doing the best they can under these conditions. The Star Chaser race team. Now we come up on D1. This is Apollo 2, a 30-foot Shadow Cat powered by three 275 2.4 Mercury outboards. This boat is owned by Manny Brito from Chatham Township, New Jersey. It is driven by Adrian Papke, throttled by Ralph Papke, and navigated by Tim Sharkey. This is the kind of seas that this Shadow Cat really eats up. Very calm, as you can see, and the cats just love it. They're basically tailor-made to sea conditions such as this. This boat was rigged at Pro Marine in New Jersey. There you get some idea of the throttling that Ralph Papke's doing right here. Really earning his keep on a race as big today. Very smooth attitude being displayed by the boat right here. The Apollo 2 race team in excess of 80 miles per hour right now, charging very hard and looking extremely competitive right now. Here's some tough competition with Smokey and the Bandit, First Blood, Star Chaser, and Chin Chin, of course, who you saw taking an early lead in their class. The Apollo 2 race team definitely trying to catch Chin Chin and hang tough in their class. Apollo 2. There's the Apollo 2 rounding the cruise ship anchored out here. And this is American Spirit F4, the 30-foot red Chris craft powered by twin 750 horsepower inboards from Rogers Speed Shop. This boat is owned by American Spirit Racing from Summit, New Jersey. It is driven by Richard Smith, throttled by Bob Molinari, and navigated by Steve Beck, the American Spirit race team. And this boat is filled with a lot of spirit. This boat is capable of going well over 100 miles per hour. Has a great looking boat right here, a lot of power. These motors put out everything that they possibly can. The hull holds together real well. The combination of these Rogers Speed Shop engines and the Chris Craft hull has been a proven success for the American Spirit race team. And they're really going to let it hang out right now. He's chasing Instant Air, who you saw earlier on, and he has about a half a mile to a mile gap to close. You really see them throttling that boat right here. Listen to him go, doing a great job under some heavy weather conditions right now, but they're going at it nonetheless. American Spirit. Poco Loco B10. This 21-foot skater is powered by a single 200 horsepower Mercury outboard. This boat is owned and driven by Victor Bergquist from Dover, New Jersey, and throttled by Wayne Peterson, also hailing from New Jersey. Poco Loco. Now you come into some of the other exciting competition here in the NPBA. Not only do we have the open boats and the E-class boats and D-class boats that you've been watching earlier, but some of these smaller boats, the 21 and 20 footers, provide a great deal of excitement and very competitive racing, as you will see. They're very exciting. The people really seem to have gravitated these smaller classes of boats for the sheer excitement and feel that they give. Poco Loco is going to have some tough competition all day. Fever, Rare Breed, Stoneham Boat Center, Lady L, they're all there. Tightly contested. It's one of our... They have the most contestants in this class, so you know everyone has some tight competition, and they know what they have to do to beat each other. So with that, we're going to sit back and watch a B-boat really do its thing. The Poco Loco race team right now is trying to close the gap between some of the leaders. Fever is in first place, followed by Rare Breed right now, and Lady L is also there. The Poco Loco knows what it has to do. They'd certainly like to finish in the money today, and they're going all out. The Poco Loco race team. As we head down Mallory Square, that's Instant Air, American Spirit on the inside, and Snakebite on the outside. Instant Air and American Spirit passing the smaller class boat, rounding the cruise ship, and heading on toward Mallory Square. Instant Air with a fairly good lead over American Spirit, who does seem to be closing the gap, and Snakebite right there in the wake of Instant Air, hanging tough in the A-class competition. Snakebite, Corvette Plus, and Bad Boys will be dueling all day. Here we have A71. Snakebite is a 24-foot BRT hull powered by a single 300 horsepower Evinrude outboard. This boat is owned by Richard Misty. Also, he does the driving from Lake Ronkonkoma, New York. And his throttle man today is Jeff Catrone, the Snakebite race team. And they certainly hope to be doing some snake biting today as they hold off their captives and chase the leaders. As I said, Corvette Plus presently in third place, Bad Boys unofficially in first in class, Snakebite hanging in second place, trying to close the gap between themselves and Bad Boys. When heading toward Mallory Square and the beautiful city of Key West in the background, these guys are going all out. The Snakebite race team, A71. Snakebite having a very fine run. And there goes Chin Chin on the outside. Unofficially right now, third overall, having a great run. Caligari doing a great job on those throttles. Chin Chin whizzing by. They see him rounding the checkpoint, heading down toward the square. Snakebite hanging tough. Chin Chin extending its lead, chasing the lead pack. Snakebite hanging in there in its competition. They saw in the background, finish line is already broken. Tough break for them today. But right now we're coming up on that yellow boat that is still running very strong. B73, Team Banana. And it is a 24-foot yellow banana hull powered by twin 200 horsepower Mercury engine outboards. This boat is owned and driven by Michael Snow from Brockton, Massachusetts, and his throttle man is Paul Persampieni, also from Brockton. The Team Banana race team. And they will have their work cut out for them today. As I've said earlier, Fever having a strong run right now, unofficially in first place, followed by Rare Breed and Lady L bringing up the third place slot. But Team Banana hanging very tough. Stone and Boat Center also there. Team Banana right there in fourth or fifth place right now, and they're going all out. Nice picture there, the contrast of the sleek yellow boat against the crystal blue water that Key West brings us here in offshore powerboat racing. Boats running very well, sounds very strong right now, and we certainly hope they have a fine run for the rest of the day. B73, the Team Banana race team. Now we come up on the boat C10 Crime Buster, a 24-foot cat, red and yellow hull, looking very pretty as you'll see momentarily. Saw the boat in the pits, a very fine-looking boat. And this boat is powered by twin 200 horsepower Mercury outboard engines. The Crime Buster race team. This boat is owned and driven by Jim Kynes, a local hailing from Key West, Florida. And on throttle, he's got Tad Kynes, also from Key West. These guys are local favorites. They know the waters. They've been out here. You might have seen them a couple weeks ago in the APBA championship run. And they've come out here also for the NPBA championship run. They love offshore powerboat racing. They really enjoy Key West and what it's all about. And Crime Buster is their thing and their boat, and they do a great job with it. Crime Buster's having a very good run right now in C-Class. They're unofficially in first place right now, holding off the challenge being made by Air Ride, and the Killer Bees are in third place. Looking real good as they round the checkpoint. In other classes, Instant Air and American Spirit are still going at it in open. Special Edition, Terminator still running head-to-head. D-Class, Chin Chin, First Blood, and Apollo 2 having good runs right now. Too close to call there. Smokey and the Bandit also in it, and Outrageous hanging very tough. C-Class, Air Ride, Crime Buster you see right here dueling it out, but Crime Buster holding them off. And the classes are also tight. Fever and B-Class hanging on with Lady L and Rare Breed. And the other classes keep going on. A-Class, as you saw earlier, with Corvette Plus Snakebite still going at it. And those are some of the other classes unofficially at the midpoint here at juncture at our race. But right now we're going to be staying with Crime Buster, the Kynes, local favorites from Key West, Florida. The Kynes in Crime Buster race team. break. That starboard motor is definitely malfunctioning right there. Tough break for them. B80 Dynamite. This 28-foot Memco, powered by Dynamarine engines with Mercruiser outdrives, is having its problems. That Chevy Dynamarine engine on the starboard side, definitely not functioning right now. Tough break for Larry Shapiro, who is your owner, and he also does the throttling from Toms River, New Jersey. Dynamite is driven by Patrick Patel, and Larry does the throttling. That's Larry Shapiro, who met with some unfortunate luck here on the first leg of the NPBA championships. We certainly hope they get it together for Saturday's race, and we wish them all the luck that they come out here with a stick of dynamite and perform the way they can. Tough break for the Dynamite race team. Now we're coming up on C-77 Air Ride. Coming up past that cruise ship in your background, and there they are, the Air Ride race team. It is a 27-foot Cougar powered by two 300-horsepower Johnson outboards. This boat is owned and driven by Greg Sandonato, and his throttle man is Alan Swyman from Hull, Massachusetts. The Air Ride race team having a very good run today. C-Class is very tough, and they're hanging in second place right behind Crime Buster, who you saw earlier on. Air Ride and Crime Buster going neck and neck. Both boats looking very strong, running very well right now. Crews look good. Attitude of the boat looks very fine, as you can see. C-77, the Air Ride race team, as they try to close the gap between themselves and Crime Buster. We wish them all the best today. Air Ride. B-22, the 27-foot 7-inch signature known as Lady L. This boat is powered by twin 400-horsepower Chevrolet inboard motors. This boat is owned and throttled by Peter Meyer. The boat is driven by Anthony Licaro, and it is navigated by Thomas Lampus, the Lady L race team. They've had a fine year. You see them waving to some of the many fans who have come out here, part of the Lady L fan club in Key West, wishing them all the best, and this group responds to their fans. Peter Meyer's done a great job all year with this team. Tony Lecau's been there. Of course, Tom's been them for a number of years. But Pete Meyer has been the inspiration behind this Lady L race team. He's kept them together, and he's done a fine job. There you see him with a thumbs-up signet indicator right there. The whole crew is having a great time racing today. This signature just slicing through the waves, having a good run, and we wish them all the best. B-22, the Lady L race team. Lady L having a good run. Unofficially in third place in class. And here coming into your picture, B6, the Fever race team. This boat is owned by Joe Latona. He's going head-to-head, cutting right across behind Lady L. Good bit of driving right there. Lady L going wide, Fever going right on the inside and making a big move. That's where the skills of the driver really come in handy. And Joe Scrow, who's the driver for Fever Race Team, really put it down. Latona put the throttle down. Scrow saw the opening and he went with it, cutting right behind Lady L. There you see Lady L just underneath the helicopter, and you see the advantage in distance that they picked up on that turn. Super job of driving right there, displayed by the Fever Race Team. And right now we're going to come up with Fever, who just passed Lady L. The boat is B6 and it's known as Fever. It is a 28-foot yellow Manta. It is powered by twin 500 horsepower Zool motors with Merc Cruiser outdrive. And then you see Joe Latona, who is your owner and throttle man. And Joe Scrow does the driving for Fever Race Team. And a lot of sponsorship for this boat and crew is done by the Brome Bus Company. That's Fever Race Team doing a very good job. Joe Latona had an excellent year. He had really proved himself, had to put it all together. A lot of experience. They were first in his class this year in '87 for the NPBA. Real proud of that. And they've come out here just to prove that also in the championships that they're for real. This Manta's going over 65 to 70 miles per hour right now and higher, well over 70, and really cranking it out. These Zool motors putting out a lot of power right now, and the Manta hull is holding together very nicely. The Fever Race Team, headed up by Joey Latona, driven by Joe Scrow, running in first place right now, and they really hope to have a great World Championships down here. The Fever Race Team. we come up on your second place boat in B class chasing Fever, B27, Stone & Boat Center. This is a sleek 30-foot superboat powered by twin 250 horsepower Mercury outboard motors. This boat is owned by Stone & Boat Center in Stoneham, Massachusetts. It is driven by Tim Horrigan and throttled by Will Wren, all from Massachusetts. And of course, Stone & Boat Center is an exclusive superboat dealer in Stoneham, Massachusetts. And they bring it all out here, all their technology, and oh, look at that right there. A little bit of chime walking right there, but nothing too severe. They bring it all the research and development that they do at Stone & Boat Center. They bring it out here to prove it out on the race course. There's no greater testing ground than the race course itself. And Stone & Boat Center brings it out and lets it all go out here. B27, the Stone & Boat Center entry, chasing Fever Race Team in the exciting B class for the NPBA Championship. Stone & Boat Center. B class is coming to a close right now, and they're starting to head for the finish as they round this final checkpoint. You see Fever right there, who's already rounded it and heading home. Stone & Boat Center charging hard in second place, and Rare Breed is in third place. So that's Fever trying to extend its lead. Stone & Boat Center trying to close the lead. Throttles all the way down, and they're going for the finish right now in B class. Very exciting. Fever seems that they'll be able to hold off the challenge by Stoneham, and they have. So Fever has taken first in class, Stone & Boat Center in second, and I believe Rare Breed will be bringing it up in third place in class. Right now we're coming up on Rare Breed itself. It is B88. We're unofficially in third place right now, with the other two boats finishing ahead of them. Rare Breed, it's a 32-foot Tempest powered by two Mercury engines with Mercruiser outdrive. This boat is owned and driven by Bill Gifford from New Jersey. They're doing a fine job, the Gifford and Rare Breed race team. This Tempest looks very sleek right here. He's doing a little over 60 miles per hour right now. He's not quite sure where he is on the race course, but he does feel he might be able to place. They had a good run, held together, looking very strong. He would love to hold off the fourth place boat and come in third place. But you've seen Fever and Stone & Boat Center finish already. And Rare Breed would certainly like to finish in third and hold off the challenge being mounted by Lady L, who you saw earlier. So we'll have to see what happens between Lady L and Rare Breed right now. But right now we're going to bring it home with a Rare Breed race team, B88, Rare Breed.
14A. You want me to go with you? Maybe knock on the front door?
Thank you, no. What happened to your neck?
Oh, this is the Eric